Good morning. I woke up at 4 and couldn't fall asleep for like 2 hours. So after years of struggling with my sleep, I'll take any chance that I have to sleep a little longer. So it's about 9:30 now, and I'm okay with it. I started doing this thing where I use rose water after washing my face morning and evening as like a toner, and I am loving it. So we need to change it. The reason why you see me in pajama all looking questionable and stuff is because today you're gonna spend the day with me, and I thought about putting in the mix a little Q&A. So instead of having the regular video where I just sit down and I reply to questions, there's nothing wrong with it, but I wanted to make it a little more interesting. Whoops. Honestly, I get this question all the time. It's probably one of the questions that people tend to ask me the most. Obviously, I'm not going to tell exactly where I work for privacy reasons, but I can tell you that ever since I got my things straight with work residence permit here in Germany, because I'm not a European citizen, San Marino, it's not part of the EU. I've been working in online retail, and I really like it, to be honest. What I didn't like in the past was where the companies I was working for, because they weren't really aligned with who I am. But now I found something that sparks my interest more, and my current position is customer care specialist. Hopefully I'm not gonna spill anything. Yay. That's a great question. I think it was a combination of both. When I started to live by myself after university, I was 25, 26 maybe, and it just made sense to me to start being responsible about money. I didn't want to be the fresh out of university person or fresh out of the parents' house person who kept asking for money or who just didn't want to learn how to make it as an adult. For me, it was a natural process of, learning to live as an adult and growing up. That's when I started at 26 to write down every month every expense that I would have. But I didn't really have a budget, so it didn't really make a lot of sense. At the end of the month, I would know how much I was spending, but not exactly on what. Or yes, I was noting down what, but I didn't really know or have a method how to cut down the unnecessary things or divide them into categories to really have an overview of my spending. When I moved to Estonia at the beginning of 2015, that's when I started dipping my toes into minimalism and getting interested into simplifying my life and such. And that's when I started to do monthly budgets. And from there, it was just a learning curve. I kept learning, I kept doing better. Sometimes I still do mistakes, but I don't want to be the person that lives paycheck to paycheck. I don't think I could do that.
Yo, you want to say hi? Just say hi. Very quickly. Hello.
Okay, I'll put you down. Honestly, I think this is one of the most badass things that a woman can do. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong in dyeing your hair if you want to, but seeing a woman that lets her hair do its thing and grow white or gray, it's seriously an act of rebellion. And honestly, I think also an act of self-love. Women are such under pressure. Society, men mostly, have set so many standards that women have to adhere to in order to prove their worth. A man doesn't have this kind of pressure when it comes to appearance. And women, for some reason, if they show any sign of aging or I don't care what people think, it seems like their self-worth completely disappears. And I think that's so BS. Honestly, men don't have such pressure on them. Being able to get to that level where you don't care, you embrace your aging in such a natural way, and you embrace self-love because you don't have to prove to anyone that your appearance defines who you are. You express yourself through your appearance and you do whatever you want. And I think getting to that stage where you don't care about beauty standards, you don't care about what other people think of you, is one of the most beautiful things that a woman who is aging can do. I am 38 and a half, and I would be lying if I told you that I don't have any white hair, because I have, not only here, but here and there, I got plenty. And I am actually thinking about doing the same. I cannot, promise that I'm actually gonna do it, but I think I would give it a try at least to see how comfortable I feel in my own skin, showing that I'm aging and that I'm fine with it. Welcome to my bathroom. Please excuse the lighting in here. It's not the greatest, but when you live in a studio and there are no windows, you can't really do otherwise, can you? Now I'm just going to quickly get ready, do my skincare, probably my makeup already, and get dressed. It's a Saturday, so it's weekend. We don't have to rush anywhere, but feeling lazy and hanging out in my pajama all day, it's not really the vibe that I'm going for today. I feel fresh, I feel rejuvenated, I feel productive, and if I don't get dressed and I don't get ready, I'm not gonna get there. So I'm just gonna keep answering your questions whilst I do my skincare and probably my makeup, because I'm going out later for a quick drink with my friends. So I can get ready now and do my makeup now. Why do I have to wait later? Honestly, I don't think you can. Whether it is your partner that you're trying to convince to do something, your parents, your neighbor, your best friend, people don't do what you expect them to do just because you want them to. That's not how it works. And trust me, I'm a little sad and embarrassed to admit that I tried this so many times in the past and it just doesn't work. That's not how it is. You only have control over yourself, over your actions, over your thoughts, and you can't change people. People change because they want to change. So the change has to come from within. The only thing that you can do, and I know it's hard sometimes, but the only thing that you can do is try to lead by example and hopefully inspire them. You just keep doing your thing, live your life, show them that there are other ways in life to live. There are many different lifestyles. We can have a choice on what we do. And just keep radiating positivity about what you do and why you do it. But don't lecture people because they don't want to hear that. My mom would often say to me as a joke, but I think she really means it. And I think she's kind of right. I'm 66 years old and I'll do whatever the heck I want. I think at this point in life, I deserve it. If they see that you're so positive about it and that you have grown so much and changed so much and are happy about it, then eventually they're going to pick it up. But if they don't, just don't get mad at it. It's worth letting go of this expectation that people will change if you want them to. I used to hate skincare, to be honest, when I was younger. I thought it was pointless and time-consuming. But honestly, it's become like one of the favorite things that I do like in my daily routine. I really, really enjoy it. As much as I love living alone, it does get lonely sometimes. I'm not gonna deny that, because it does. Because you kind of like miss the routine or sometimes the everyday interaction that you might have when you live with a partner or you live with a roommate, a family member, a friend, whatever, you name it. So I think it's important when you have those days to do something that makes you feel better. So whatever self-care means to you, absolutely go for it. I like to, I don't know, maybe watch something on Netflix that I know it's gonna make me feel better. Maybe my go-to favorite TV show, I don't know, Friends, How I Met Your Mother, whatever. I read something, or I just play with my cat. I take good care of myself, you know, maybe I do a face mask, or I do something relaxing that I know it's gonna make me feel better. Art journaling, something that allows me to kind of like get that weird feeling outside, like out of my system. Or I just, if I feel like meeting people, I'll just reach out to someone and meet with them. And if I feel lonely, but still for some reason don't feel like reaching out to people, I take myself on a solo date. Go out for a walk, go on a coffee date with yourself, bring your notebook, bring a book with you, go to a restaurant that you wanted to try for a while and you haven't. And it's gonna instantly turn your mood, I think. Well, not instantly, but over time, you're definitely gonna enjoy and be grateful for the time that you have for yourself. As long as it makes you feel good, do it. So when you feel lonely, just definitely concentrate on things that make you feel better. Obviously a complete different experience. When I came to live by myself in this studio, it was after a breakup. It was because of a breakup. I've been together at that time with my partner for 11 and a half years. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to move here. But when I came here, of course it was painful because I had to process, the breakup and everything, and had to start on my own. But this studio gave me the necessary space to process that and to heal from that. I knew that I didn't want to live with people, and if I would have lived with people, probably I wouldn't have been able to heal properly and to process everything that I needed to process. I actually love living alone because it gives me the time and space to be and feel and do whatever the heck I want at my own rhythm, at my own pace, and I don't have to justify myself to anybody or ask permission to do so. Funny thing is that I am currently in a relationship. I don't really talk about it because, I want to keep it private. I also want to respect his privacy. But I've been in a relationship for 1.5 years now. Again, I never talk about it. And I'm in a really happy place right now. And I think that I am not ready to move in with someone, at least not yet. I still treasure my space and my time for myself very much. And I'm lucky enough to be with someone who is an introvert just as I am. So as much as we love hanging out together or with friends, we both give a lot of value to space and time for ourselves. So he fully understands whenever I need to be on my own, and I fully understand whenever he needs to be on his own. And he lives in a totally different part of Berlin compared to where I live. So if I move in with someone again, or I live with someone again, it has something that needs to feel for me something natural that I really want to do. And I'm sure it's gonna happen eventually someday. But the thing is, right now I am still healing and processing, and I think I'm not there yet. But when I do feel lonely, I just guess it's a part of the game. It's a little downside, a little price that I pay sometimes for my own well-being and my happiness, because I need to do my own thing on my own before I can move to someone else and be ready to, live with someone else again, I guess. That can be a little bit of a hard thing to do because smartphones suck you in and sometimes you don't even notice it. 20 minutes are gone and you don't even know how or why. Whatever sparks your interest, whatever floats your boat. What do you like? I know I like reading, so I find that having a book on me wherever I go, or most of the times, helps me to replace that time in which I would potentially reach for my phone and just stay there and keep on scrolling with something better, like reading. So let's say commute, or I'm waiting for a doctor's appointment. Or for me, something creative that doesn't even break the bank is to edit videos. As you all know, I'm using a free program, iMovie. I've been doing it for years and I love it. Maybe that's something that can interest you as well. Create mini family videos or whatever, and then just edit them and create something for you, just memories. Or go outside for walks, take your camera with you or your smartphone, but instead of using it, to scroll and stuff, you can use the camera to create kind of a photographic project. You give yourself a subject or a theme that you want to work on, and at the end, you have a little bit of a personal photo project. You can bake, you can cook, you can journal. You can take it up a notch and do something like creative journaling or art journaling through collages, watercoloring. Again, anything. I started art journaling with very few supplies, and I didn't invest a lot of money. I started really low budget, and I love it. It's a great way. It's very therapeutic, and it's a great way to channel your emotions and create something tangible out of them. Maybe you can go out for walks or do daily workouts. Ask yourself, why do I pick up my phone so much? Maybe it's just boredom. I don't know, but find something that really sparks your interest and your motivation and stick to it. I can show you what I'm currently reading at the moment. This one, which is part 2 of what I learned is actually a saga. I didn't know. I already read book number 1 a couple of years ago. This is number 2 and is a very funny and light mystery. There's a crime to solve novel. Very easy to read, very light and, nice. Back in the day when I was trying to become a content creator full-time, I would exclusively read nonfiction mostly about minimalism and sustainability, because I thought that was what I was supposed to do. And I was totally wrong, because reading should be something that teaches us something and, educational, but also enjoyable. And if it becomes a chore, then it's no longer enjoyable. So I personally like to read whatever sparks my interest. I really like memoirs. Last year's best book that I've read, hands down, was Viola Davis's Finding Me. I literally devoured it. I borrowed it from the library as audiobook, and wow, it was great. Absolutely loved it. But wait, I'm gonna show you what I got on my bookshelf right now. So, top part are all of the books that I want to keep. Definitely, I want to expand my Zero Calcare collection. I only have 3 books so far, and slowly but surely, I definitely want to expand the collection to the point where I have all of them. And then here, the bottom shelf are the ones that I still have to read. Definitely up next, I want to read this graphic novel by Chandunda on Erdogan. I got David Foster Wallace, Raymond Carver, Jonathan Safran Foer, some various novels that I collected through my book swapping group. So yeah, I hope this answers your question. Well, I guess it pretty much depends on what your life looks like. Like, what do you do? Like, what's your lifestyle? What you do? When it comes to me, I realized that ever since I moved abroad and I lived in larger cities than the one that I come from, small, cute purses don't really do the trick for me anymore. So most of the times I reach for a mid-sized backpack where I can throw all of my life in it. And I mean, like, from my water bottle to my laptop if I need to go to work with it somewhere, to groceries if I stop at the grocery store, things like that. So mid-sized backpack that it's comfortable to wear, easy to throw on my shoulders and bring everywhere with me. Also considering that I don't have a car, so either I walk or I take public transportation. Then I definitely recommend, or I find insanely useful, and stylish and versatile, a hip bag or fanny pack. Because whenever I don't need to bring my whole shebang with me, that does the trick. Let's say I'm going to a concert and they don't allow large bags in the concert venue. I'm meeting friends for a couple of hours. I'm traveling, so I want to have all of my essentials where nobody can reach them and run away with them. Stuff like that. Maybe 1 or 2 dressier options. So you can kind of like, you have a fancy dinner with your partner. You have a work event. So you need to kind of like have a little bit of a cocktail attire, a wedding, whatever. And then when it comes to traveling, just 1 carry-on bag does the trick. Nothing fancy. I actually have a wheelie suitcase and a backpack that I used for years and years, but I guess my mom was right all along. It kills my back, and I can no longer travel with a backpack. It just kills it. I can't. So please don't tell my mom that she was right, or she'll gloat till the end of my days. I can't let that happen. So this is between you and me. And that's pretty much it, I guess. The important thing that I would recommend, no matter which style of bag you're going for, I personally think it just makes sense to go for neutral colors, so you can mix them and match them to pretty much the rest of your wardrobe. If they're neutral colored, they're easy to pair and to style. First of all, I'm really sorry that you're going through this. It's never easy in these cases. What I can highly encourage you to do is to try to remember that that person and whatever that person meant to you lives beyond the stuff that they left behind. Somehow we think that whenever we get rid or part with things that belong to someone who passed, it's like we're doing something wrong or we're gonna lose that person forever. That is the final thing that keeps us really attached to that person. But it's not really like that, because what that person meant to you and the love that you have for the person, the memories that you have with that person, live way beyond their stuff. I'm pretty sure that that person would love to know that you are not carrying not only the physical weight of having that stuff in your own space, but also the emotional weight of knowing that that stuff is sitting there untouched. So I highly encourage you to find 2, 3 objects, like a bunch, very few, but very significant objects that really describe that person. When you think of that person, what do you have in mind? What pops into your mind right away? Keep those objects as real, true keepsakes. By all means, keep anything that sparks joy about that person, but let go of everything else. It's going to be hard. It's going to be, take your time. But I don't think that keeping everything that belonged to that person is going to help you in the long run. So take your time, and whenever you're ready, pick your favorite things that belong to that person and give away the rest.
Got out, took off with Monica. He needs to be on his meds. Not like Monica.
So I guess this is me wrapping up this video, folks. If you made it this far, thank you so much for, sticking around and for spending the day with me. I hope you have enjoyed this. I'm not sure what this video is actually going to turn into. I thought I could do a little experiment this time. So, well, thank you for sticking around and for your questions. I really enjoyed filming this today. I guess I'll see you in my next one. Bye.